everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nicole with Made from Scrap, and I've been asked to do a bit of a tutorial on some of the flowers that I made with some of the materials I have picked up from Country Craft Creations. These are, I'll give you a quick view, the poinsettias that are from Heartfelt Creations dies and molds. So I've made each of these. Now I'm just going to start and let you know that I've used some of my inks. You can use just some cardstock, colored cardstock. I've used pattern paper before, but if it's a thinner paper, just beware that it's likely to split in the molds themselves. So I'm going to use these blending brushes, and what I'm doing is just putting some ink. I just pulled some ink out of my stash, and then I'm just going to put some ink down on the paper here. Guys, acting up as soon as I turn the camera on. I'm just going around in a swirling motion. This is going to be die cut out. Truman. Truman. Come here. I'm use some of this darker orange to give a little bit of shading. That's why I like to use the inks and do some blending in here. Okay, that's good. I'm going to do some greens now for the leaves. This is just easier to do the inking, I've found, before you do any of the die cutting. Okay, so let's just do this. I've got this mat down that I can wipe off very easily. It's a non-stick mat. Okay. This brighter green in here. That gives a different effect for the leaves I found. The other thing that I did before was I used some of this Cosmic Shimmer Aurora Flakes. I did do that afterwards. You don't have to have that. You can use whatever you want. You can use ink, you can use you know, some sparkle Spectrum Noir. I'm going to use that this time as well. Let me just close these up and get them out of the way. I've also used some Prills. This is available. This is mini Prills. It is in the color of red. It's right. And I got that from Country Craft Creations as well. So here's the die that I used. Slip that out and then pull this out. It is the poinsettia and holly die. So I'm just going to make some smaller ones and then some larger ones. So I'm going to lay this down. Let's see if I can get 4 on here. Nope. So I'll just get 3. That's all right. I'm going to lay this down in my cutter. So I've stacked up the cutting plates. I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. Sorry if you get some wiggle. Video. Now I have those. Just pop those out. How easy it is. Just pop those out. Cut this in half, so this could be actually glued together like that to make another flower if you'd like. Anyhow, I'm going to put those off to the side real quick. And then I'm going to do the holly. So put that one down. Truman, it's not playtime. this through the cutter. By the way, I was doing this inking on just white artisan cardstock. Look how easily these pop out. Now, I'll show you real quick. When I did this previously, I used it as a stencil in my background, and I inked on top of some additional white. I inked on top of some additional white cardstock. Then I moved it again, and I inked again, and I inked it again, and moved it around, and I used it as a stencil on this one. And then the holly that I had cut out, I just placed right on top. So that's how I did that. I'm gonna set this one aside. Oop, I have another one in here. There we go. Don't need that. Set these cutting plates up. Then I use the shaping mold, the poinsettia shaping mold. So it comes like this. In the Big Shot, you just need the 2 cutting plates for it, but you pull this apart and you see there's 3 little portions here that have indents on it. That's how you know which way to place it. But this is very easy to do, and put these down in the molds first. You can put them up, you can put them down. It's totally up to you. I usually, before I do that, I usually like to also give some additional you can see. Let me try to show this. See if we can see the difference here. Trim and sit in the chair. See the difference between the inked edges and the non-inked edges? Next, I'm going to take this mold. This is that Heartfelt Creations 3D Poinsettia Shaping Mold. And it comes with 2 pieces here. They fit together with these keyholes. There's 3 so that you know which way to turn the top of the mold. And so all you do is open it up, and you can choose to either put these facing up or facing down or both ways. It's up to you. Depends on which way you want the mold to put your flowers. I don't know why I'm having trouble with that one, but oh, maybe because it's a larger one. Duh. Wasn't seeming like it was fitting in there, so just gonna put all of these in here. See, I can even put a smaller one in the larger thing, and I'll show you the difference with these. So this has the 4 leaves. And this has the 3, 4 leaves, 3 leaves. Okay, Now you want to have a water spritzing bottle and just give it a light spritz. That's it. That's it. That's going to help soften the pages. Use those keyholes to put this right down on top of each other. Okay. And then you're going to hold this. Oh, I didn't get it down. There you go. I'm going to hold this in place, and then I'm going to sandwich this in between my two cutting plates for the Big Shot. You're going to have to figure out your sandwich for your machine. But then I just run this through the Big Shot machine. Okay, next we have all of these layers, and so if you want to put something on them that gives them a little sparkle, it's easy to do that now. I'm using some of this Spectrum Noir Sparkle from my stash. I'm using an old Wink Estella pen that I have that's empty. I just keep that for a little paintbrush, basically. I'm just dabbing a little bit of sparkle onto each one of these leaves or petals, because that's the look that I want. So this is with the sparkle added onto it, and this is without it. Doesn't this make it look Christmassy? I think so. That's the look I'm going for. All right, so you can layer the leaves. I didn't do that on mine. All I did was layer some of the flowers. So what I want to do is offset the petals, and you can see I'm just going to put a small bead of my art glitter glue, it's larger than I really needed, in the center, and then I'm going to use my pokey tool to just smash that down. Excuse me. In the center. And if you want to do a third one, a third layer with the small size, again, I just offset that bit so that the petals are not right on top of each other. And then I am using the art glitter glue and put a bead in the center there again. Let's see if I can zoom this in a bit. Come down here. You can see I added a bead of art glitter glue. And look at me. I'm going to of course I don't have a piece of paper. So make it easier for the Prills to get them back in. I'm just going to dump the Prills right on top. Get a little push there into the glue. Let me just show you real quick. If you do have the Aurora Flakes, the warning is that these will blow all over the place. So just be careful of what you want to get yourself into, because it will make a bit of a mess. I'm just putting a little bit of art glitter glue. I'm going to use this top from the flakes. It's a big one. I want a little smaller. In the top of my jar to make myself like a little well. And then I'm just going to easily press this down so that the glue touches those flakes and pick it back up. I'm just going to pounce on it a little bit to get the excess flakes off. I have this distress brush in my stash, and so I'm just going to use this with a short bristle and hold on to the leaf with one hand, and then I'm just going to do some pouncing on the leaf in order to break up some of those flakes. And you can see that I'm left with them pressed into the leaves, and all of the extra is then had been taken off. Oops. So this is comedy hour. Oh, there you are. Isn't that pretty? Just gonna take a card base. Stamp. If you have a little handmade by stamp or something of that nature, you know, put it on what you make. It makes it really individual. Cute. Okay. I'm gonna work on what do I want on the top of this. Group these. Just play around with them a little bit. I want the big one down at the bottom, maybe. Kind of tuck them in. Maybe. Maybe you want to make a little let's see, 3D element out of it. I'm just taking some trash paper. This was the cutout paper that I had from those poinsettias, kind of filling that in. That hurt. Maybe you want to glue this here and make a little pot of poinsettias. That'd be cute. I think I want to do that. actually just trying to get a surface that I can put the poinsettias on. Settias on. So let me do a little gluing. Pretty. I'll just rip it apart. Some glue and pressing this down onto the glue, holding it for a second or two. That holds. Leaf here. Stick that one down in there, a holly leaf. I guess I should use maybe some hot glue. Anyway, it's just paper though. See, I need to be a little bit more patient. I think I want it to spill out. Let's see. We'll put some hot glue. Crunch it in there. Cute that is. Oh, I love it so much. Isn't it cute? A little pot of poinsettias. stick this in the middle. I'm going to use what I have left over on my blending brush just to give a faint outline, and then I'm going to pick this up. You can see what I have now, and then I'm just going to twist this just ever so slightly. Can I do that? I don't know if that'll work. Let's see. Let's try it. Sure. I'm not going to worry about lining it up. It's just the background. So that looks kind of cool. I think I want maybe Peace on Earth. A little crooked, that's okay. How's that look? I think that's good. Glue it down. So I have maybe a little bow. Some little pre-made bows and embellishments. Spend a little time doing that. Ooh, how pretty. Ooh, how pretty. It's so pretty. Excuse me. And you can pull it out of your stash and put it onto your cards. Hold that for a second. I might want to use hot glue for that. Yeah, I want to use some hot glue for that. It has like a plastic coating background, this paper, for these bows. Okay, let's see. Put this on the back. go. How's that? Thanks for joining, everybody. I hope you have fun crafting. Bye.